Gamma 9 back at it, shorty. Back at it. Happy DC morning, shorty. Happy DC morning. Why fire? Fire DPSs, boy. Alright, so I gotta take it back to the beginning where I effed up and I picked a woman tune, messing around with my girlfriend at the time, Hey, it's a cool game. Let me pick a freaking uh a tune here. Take a lady. I think we made like 3 lady tunes with funny names, weird names. The first tune that I started playing with was Gamma 5. And then I started Gamma 9. Gamma 5 was Ice actually. And then Gamma 9 was Mental. So let's see here. Customize where's power, boy. Powers, abilities. Abilities. Let's talk about it, shorty. At the bottom tier, you got gadgets along with the other troll DPSs. Gadgets, mental, munitions, good old munitions, quantum, go through the list, boy, light, and that's it. All those troll DPSs, they are stuck with John Stewart and Starfire, or Static and Starfire, primarily, along with the troll DPSs. The bottom tier DPSs, DPS powers are sorcery. What else we got here? Celestial, water. Yeah, those along with the troll DPS powers are stuck using John Stewart, which is 6% might buff, right? And Starfire. Starfire is an 8% might buff, correct? Right. Or you could throw Static in there and have fun. Alright, but you're stuck. Alright, so now, moving up from there, all this is, of course, my opinion. We gamma power thinkers over here. We play chess and we look deep, shorty. Alright, so moving up from there, we got fire, ice, earth, rage, atomic. It's a mathematical certainty that the tank DPSs will hit harder if done correctly, might-wise, will hit harder than the troll DPS powers. Why? Y'all don't believe me. Okay. Alright, but up from there, then you have, I think, the 2 top DPS powers, according to Gamma, is electricity, and then up from there, because electricity got that nice supercharge. Right, I think it gives like when the other powers use Neo Venom boost is 40%, but when the electricity do it, it's like 55%. A 55% buff, damage buff. Now Ice got that little monster, that ice monster, which I didn't want to rely on for power. I was gonna do ice, but I don't want to rely on a supercharge. So ice could be real dangerous. With what I'm about to tell y'all, ice, if I see, I don't know how much that buff is when it do a supercharge, that ice monster. So, all right, and at the top of the list, I believe is nature, because of poison ivy. 40% buff. 40% buff. Yeah, there's speed and how long it takes to get that buff, but I think I'm gonna do nature next, because I have poison ivy at 10, and I did nature before, with all the art swapping going on and all that, and I went back to good old munitions. But all right, so that's my list. Now let me show y'all why I say that, why I said all that. And let's go into Gamma, shorty. I like munitions. I have a problem with munitions. I'll probably go back to it for the fun of it. No, probably not. I probably won't. Connects his nature. Alright. Alright, so why? Okay, so if you gadgets, light or troll DPS power, if you sorcery, if you celestial, the allies that you're going to use is John Stewart and Starfire, right? Let's look at the allies. Let's take a time. I'm gonna explain it to y'all. John Stewart, 6% buff, right? And then y'all gonna use Starfire. Y'all gonna be stuck at 8%. I've been had um, Gamma 5. My other alt was Fire, but my main, I had Queen Diana, shorty. Queen Diana. I didn't have Queen Diana on Gamma 5, I had it on Gamma 9. I was having fun with munitions. I didn't feel like switching to Fire, actually. So I finally said, I got comfortable with Fire, making damage. The Omega came out, and oh man, there we go. It's time to switch now. This is the difference right here. This is why the tank DPSs, with mathematical certainty, is more powerful and will get better numbers damage-wise, DPS-wise, from a standstill. I'm not talking about the dishonest way that people would try to say that they made damage by running ahead and hitting the ads first before everyone else. Not that. I'm talking from a standstill. The tank DPS has got Queen Diana, shorty. Queen Diana, you use Breakout. When you use the Breakout, you get 1.2% might per nearby group member when you use Breakout. In the beginning, when we going through hitting all the ads and all that, who is nearby you? Everybody is nearby you. Okay, so she would take the place of Starfire. She is OP more than Starfire. And I always knew she was, but I just didn't feel like going Fire. All right, but now it's time to go Fire because we had the Omega. The Omega make it a little simpler, actually. Now, to complement John Stewart, you got Shazam, 6% might, right, for 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds of fun, John Stewart, come on, a little cooldown, but nonetheless, 6% hand. It's not like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman give you 10% might, but then a cooldown of 1 minute and 10 seconds or something crazy. No, it's not that much of a cooldown like that. But okay, Queen Diana is OP. Queen Diana is OP. If they had Queen Diana with nature, oh, you could forget it. Ivy but see the heal DPSs cannot use Breakout. It's only the tank DPSs. That's why the tank DPSs will out DPS the troll DPSs. They are stuck with Starfire at 8% might. Now, in the beginning, when we're about to go do our DPSing and all that kind of stuff, what we do, we pop our henchman, boom, right? And you pop a pet. Let's put a pet in there. I ain't gonna put I ain't gonna put my ghost on there, shorty. I ain't put the ghosties up there. Let's put a little pet up there. Let's put a pet. One pet, boom, and a pet, right? All right. So everybody's standing there, right? What the first thing you do? You ready? As a tank DPS or whatever, when you load out rotation. Now watch this. You see those? You see that? You see those? It's the Wonder Woman sign that's on. It's actually the symbol is on. It's on Queen Diana chest right there, shorty. Right? See that W, Wonder? Now, Starfire got y'all stuck at 8% might. Everybody is around. Y'all do the multiplication. You go like this. That's 5% might right there, right? 5% might. That's just one person. You got the next DPS who has what? His henchman, his pet, probably have a Quizlet out there somewhere, have a sidekick sitting there, and that's just between two people, shorty. So you go like this every time you hit Breakout. You know what I'm saying? That's how much might you have. Now multiply that times nearby group members, right? Okay. Multiply that times nearby group members, boy. That's why I say. And the troll DPSs, you can't use breakout. I tried it. Look, let me show you. Boy. Wait, where my where my breakout trinket? Here go right here. I tried it, boy. When I was munitions, I'm like, man, if I could get Queen Diana to work, oh, this would be great. Nope, it don't work. It don't work. The breakout trinket don't work. There's nothing you could use to do this. Bam, you put that in your rotation loadout. Now I seen a couple tank power DPSs have Queen Diana as an ally. I think his name is Captain Piff. And this is not trying to what do you call it? Bully or use you know, embarrass somebody or nothing, but it was Captain Piff. I was like, oh shoot, that's what I'm talking about. He got Queen Diana. He on to it. He know what's up. All the other ones, most tank DPSs don't use Queen Diana, and I understand. Y'all jump on here and y'all look up loadouts and stuff. Y'all check out what's my homeboy name who did more for DC than I could ever do. Obsidian Chill videos. Look at Obsidian Chill videos. Man, he was wrong about the solar amplifier when that came out. He was wrong about the Linnea amplifier. You know, I don't see him in Zoo E. I don't care what they say. He on a different server. I don't care. I don't see him out here. You know, shout out to Perk. Perk be out here rolling, boy. He up here doing damage. He's rocking. Keep rocking, Perk. He all right. I like him. But people ain't out here facing these monsters out here, these DPS monsters, you know? But anyway, tried and true. A lot of tank DPSs don't use Queen Diana. I don't understand it. You got static going, you got enough damage, you're doing good. It's almost like some of the DPSs be like, oh, I don't need to be in the league. It's okay. I don't need the league buff. You know, I do enough damage. All right. But I'm just telling you, if you do it correctly, tank DPSs will out DPS all the troll DPS powers, munitions, gadgets. Gadgets. The fastest man. Get out of here. Get out of here. Everybody gear is not ready, and plus most people running up to the ads before everybody could get to them. It's a race to the ads to do damage. What's the history lesson? Munitions was buffed when it first came out. Why was it buffed? Y'all don't know that, huh? Or y'all forget or don't want to think about it that good. Munitions was buffed because munitions was doing crazy damage on the ads, killing them, and everybody else wasn't getting a chance to put in damage. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Yes, you could become super speed, gamma, and stop being stupid at, stupid flight, all slow and bull crap. Keep up with the group, shorty. Keep up with the group. It's a good thing they made it so everybody not getting locked in behind the ads. I mean, not the ads, but the allies and the pets now. That's good. Like NUE. NUE was a great DPS board, but you get stuck in that freaking corridor. I was like, man, I ain't waste my time with that. Honesty in DPS and shorty. You know? I'm getting into boards I like the DPS on, but nonetheless. Ice, I don't know. I have an ice character, but it's level 4, and I don't feel like building it up. I gotta ask somebody that's ice to do a supercharge and tell me how much that buff is, shorty. If it's more than Neo Venom boost, or is it like 55? I think it's 55% for electricity. But you got that buff and Queen Diana. Oh man! And look, she's bring all my little people out, boy. And now look. Look at that. Even, you see what I'm saying? Even the allies, shorty. Come on. And every time I bust that breakout, you're going to tell me, man, get out of here, boy. But anyway, I said, let me go ahead and say this before somebody else say it. And don't give me my credit. And be like, oh, just see me doing it. And be like, you know what I'm saying? Boy, let me just tell y'all, hey, subscribe to the channel, shorty. Subscribe to the channel. Nature. I think nature could. Now, I'm telling you, I haven't counted all the breakout icons that pop up, but it's a whole bunch of them. Is it 40 of them to compete with Ivy and nature? I'm not sure. But again, if it's from a standstill, TSWE is a great board. Everybody's standing there and doing damage. Zoo E is a nice one because The super speeders can get too much far ahead and do damage before everybody else really. It's like kind of short sprints. Um, then you have the tank. The tanks it's cool for the tanks to go fast, but they pulling the ads along, and it's like, man, it just make it harder to try to catch up and have an honest compilation of DPS damage. That's what is lacking nowadays in the DPS world. Of course, yeah, like I said, Gamma, shut up and go super speed. I don't like super speed. I like to be up here in the air. I like to be able to see everything. You know what I'm saying? I like this. I wish it was faster. Shoot, I would like that. But again, not that it's unfair, not that it's cheating, it's just the way it is. And remember, munitions got nerfed because of the unfair advantage hitting damage and everybody else couldn't do damage at the time. Same thing with, well, anyway. But there you go, shorty. That's why I'm fire right now. And sure, man, I tried ice before, but it's kind of, I didn't stay with it. I gotta check out that supercharge. I may go to shoot. That may be the strongest one, boy. I know you have outrage or something like that with rage, but can you imagine outraging and have Queen Diana? See y'all. Well, let me show y'all game, boy. Y'all ain't understanding what I'm saying. But when you going through them corridors, boy, when we doing the ads, when you go like this, come on, shorty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna do some content. I may do some content. Now I'll just let y'all see for yourself. When y'all see all those icons come up on the screen, that's Mike, shorty. That's Mike. It's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. But anyway, it'd be so much of them you can't even count them. But anyway, I have some recorded, but my recordings, I don't think y'all can see my recordings, man. Like if it didn't stop there, did it? Okay, good. I can't even bring up my recordings. Because I even wanted to stop and count to see how much might I got when I hit that breakout, But anyway, Gamma 9 shorty, fire, DPSing, tank DPSing, tank DPS powers. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video, but something along those lines, boy, fire shorty. Tank DPSing, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I don't give out loadouts and all that. Y'all ain't gonna listen to me anyway. Y'all ain't gonna listen to me. But anyway, Kevin, not shorty. See y'all out there, boy. See y'all out there.